morning. My name is Damon. This is episode 1 of Let's Get Real. Today I want to focus on what it truly means to prioritize your health and how you can go about making your mental health a priority in your everyday life. You have to be able to come to terms with the fact that you are different than everybody else. The way that you handle things, the way that you feel about certain things is not going to automatically be the same as all those people around you or even all the people that you see on social media. So once you come to terms with that, you're allowed to open up and you're allowed to take this next step in prioritizing your mental health. First of all, why prioritize our mental health? We have to ask ourselves, why should we even protect our mental health? Why is it so important? And although it seems like a cliche question to ask, it is one of the most important ones to ask because it kind of goes unsaid, the fact that it's hard to pinpoint and recognize a reason as to why you should prioritize your mental health. Why should I want to do this? Again, it's subject to change upon every person. I was in a spot around a month or two ago where I decided that I did not love basketball for what it was anymore, and I realized that I was only tormenting myself by continuing to play, and it was probably the most depressing week of my life. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was so afraid. I was so scared to tell the people that I love and the people around me that I didn't want to play anymore, because the only thing that consumed my mind was what they were going to think, what they were going to say, because it felt like this embodiment of myself only was only labeled with basketball. I felt like if my body could pop up on a grid when somebody sees me, all they see is basketball, because it was such a big part of my life. And I felt like I was going to be judged. I felt like everybody around me, once they saw that I didn't want to play basketball, were going to clown me, were going to tell me, why the hell would you give up? Like, I knew you were going to give up. All these, it felt like everything that had driven me before, regarding what people had said, the shit talk, all of that, it felt like all of that once drove me and got me up every day to work out and to want to get better, finally came in a form of judgment. And I felt like that was all going to have a full circle moment if I admitted that. And so I spent about a week really, really depressed, just trying to figure out how I was going to come to terms with it. And in all honesty, it felt like my mind was arguing with my heart. It felt like we were detached, and that they were having a fist fight, because I just could not come to terms with the vulnerability and humility of the fact that I didn't want to play basketball anymore. And so it took a great time for me to be able to recognize that, and for me to just really come to terms with it, because it was my life. And the second that I just gave myself a chance to breathe, the second that I put the basketball down and I just gave myself a chance to sit back and breathe and travel, do things with my friends, do things that I didn't have time to do because I was always working out, it finally hit me that this is me. All these things that I like doing for fun, making YouTube videos, editing funny TikToks, dancing, traveling, hanging out with my friends, all this stuff that I love doing and that I feel my happiest when I am doing is me. That's me. And it feels like all of those things are my 8-year-old self, my 10-year-old self, making dumb little YouTube videos, thinking I was Jake Paul, thinking I was going to blow up, trying to be a vlogger, wanting to be fun with my friends, do these funny when I think about all of it, it's me. It's my 7-year-old self. It's my 8-year-old self back in 2016, 2017, just having the time of my life. So happy and with being myself. And that's all it was. All I was myself. I didn't know of any other form. I didn't know of trying to be somebody for social media or trying to be somebody for someone else, all of that was just so premature that I didn't even know any of it. And it was so blissful because thinking back on it now, all I was doing was being myself. So as I spend all these years not being myself, I was finally able to realize what it felt like to be myself again, and I never wanted to look back. It took from that moment on to realize that I never wanted to spend time not being myself again because it was so dreadful and it sucked. It was not fun pretending to be somebody that I wasn't. And all these thoughts of backlash that I had, everything, all the thoughts of what people were going to think and how people were going to hate me and clown me if I didn't want to play basketball anymore, it all ended up being exactly polar opposite. I thought nobody was going to like me for me, and yet it seems as if more people admire the fact that I am being me now, and I would have never thought that in the world. I would have never thought in a million years that being myself and being goofy and being funny and doing what I like and dancing and making goofy YouTube videos and saying, "What's up, YouTube?" Today, doing all that, I would have never thought in a million years that people would admire that more than me trying to look cool, me trying to put on this mask and be somebody that I wasn't, and point fingers at others and say stuff about others and flaunt what I have and flaunt this confidence. I always thought that was the way to do it. And once I finally sat back and praise and grace to God, because obviously this all has to do with absolutely everything and anything that He is, because He allowed me to open up and He opened up my heart to all of these realizations. So thank God that He allowed me, and He allowed me the mercy to do that, because if not, I feel like I never would have, and I feel like I would have been stuck in this constant cycle, and it honestly scares me. As vulnerable as it sounds, when I sit here and I think about the way that I was and the way that I tormented my mental health and the way that I just didn't care about it at all, the way that I absolutely obliterated my mental health day by day, thinking back on it, it's like naturally hesitant. I don't want to go back to that. It's like, why was I ever in that position? It's cringy. It makes me cringe thinking about going back to that. I can't, because all I want to do now is be myself. I just want to be me, and I don't care about what other people think. I don't care about if other people think it's goofy or it's dumb, because when I lay my head on my pillow every night, I can tell myself that I'm being me. And just in the simple process of me allowing myself to act within my character, I feel like my mental health is benefiting as a result. My mental health is clearer. I'm able to think clearer. I'm able to process things better, process my emotions and feelings better, simply because I'm allowing myself to be authentic. I'm allowing myself to be authentic, and as a result, my mental health is benefiting because things are clear, and the processes that I used to go through every single day are not being neglected. The processes of emotion that were once neglected and thrown to the side, put in a box on the shelf, they're not being neglected no longer. And that's allowing me to open up, and it sounds so cringy, but like, be a free spirit. I just feel so free. I feel free from anxiety. I feel free from all of these things that tormented me every single day. And I feel like that is why it is so important to prioritize you. When we say prioritize our health, we don't mean just physical. When I say to prioritize your mental health, I don't mean to just go to the gym. I don't mean to organize your bags, clean the kitchen, tidy up the room. It means to really sit and allow yourself to process emotions. Allow yourself to become comfortable in that feeling and that systematic production of emotion and response. Allow yourself to really feel, and regardless if it is good feeling or bad feeling, if you allow yourself to sit there with that and watch Watch how everything works, and watch how things are moving, and watch how you're responding, and if you like certain things, if you don't like certain things, all of that. If you just allow yourself to do that, your mental health will inevitably become stronger just because you're allowing yourself to be you. If you do not allow yourself to be you, there's no way that you can prioritize your mental health. You can't. Because it's in the phrase, it's your mental health. It's your mental health. It's not their mental health. It's not the person who said something mean about you's mental health. It's not the millionaire on social media who has 8 cars' mental health. It's your mental health. And when you really sit and you look at yourself, you think, this is me, this is my mental health. It really makes you think about how you have to prioritize you before you do anything else. Within being yourself, you allow your mind, your body, your heart to open up to not only God, but to everything that you imagine when you wish that your mental health was better. Those times where all you can think about is how you wish you were okay, how you wish things were so much better, how you wish you could do anything to make this situation better than what it is at the moment. All of that floods in and flows like a perfect assembly line when you just allow yourself to be you. September is National Suicide Prevention Month. With that being said, I want to express how incredibly important it is to pick up the phone or reach out if you are in any way, shape, or form having thoughts of suicide. It is something that, although has gotten better, is still vastly overlooked by the majority of social media and our communities. It's something that a lot of people don't realize is bigger than what it is. And with that, I have attached in the description the National Suicide Hotline number, along with the link to the National Suicide Prevention website. There's going to be links in there that you could look through if you feel like, even if you are not in a position to where you need to reach out, but just a position to where you want to become educated on the topic, and all the resources that are there, it is there in the description if you need it. Mental health is something that is, like I said, becoming more appreciated and more acknowledged in today's society. But on the other hand, we also see the dark sides of it. And I see the dark sides of it. I've been through the dark sides of it, just as everybody has. And it's something that I am incredibly empathetic with and deeply rooted to, because I have felt that way as well. And now that I'm in a better position by the grace of God, I feel like it is my duty to express my knowledge and express my experiences and the things that I've gone through, the knowledge that I've gained from not only it but God as well, to you guys and to the people that I love, to just whoever's watching this. So mental health is incredibly important. Prioritizing you and prioritizing your mental health, focusing and honing in on what you can do to benefit your mental health is priority number 1. Never be afraid to reach out to those that you love. Never be afraid. This was episode 1 of Let's Get Real. In episode 2, I plan on talking about being vulnerable and how important it is to seek out raw emotion instead of being a tough guy or a tough girl or holding things back and being strong. So if you enjoyed this video, liking and subscribing will do a lot for the channel. It'll do a lot for these videos, but mainly my goal is to just hopefully reach somebody out there who who throws this video on while they're eating dinner or while they go to sleep, or just sees it and it piques their interest. My main goal, just hopefully reach somebody that needs it, because I know that I needed it. And luckily I had people around me to help me express these type of things, but I know not everybody has that. So in a way, I want to be that person for one of you guys, or many of you guys. So I thank you for watching. This was Let's Get Real. I will see you guys in the next episode.